Hello friends, this third chapter managing the test process. So inside it we see the test management. The first thing is we study about the test organization and structure of a testing group. So this means how the formation, how the structure of the group will be formed or in what way this group will help you for the different types of testing. So many ways, the first point itself says that there are many ways to set up a group, the test group first and foremost. And there is no standardized pattern according to IEEE or according to any standard format. There are no standard pattern to organize the group. It depends upon the firm to firm in which way they have a broadened their ideas or the outlook to form the group. So different or the broad kinds of testing are unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. So it is logical to have a different testing group in an organization for each testing phase for the software development lifecycle. See, when the code is initiated, when the code is begun, there is also a test. When the design is completed, there is also a test for the design process. Because every phase has the sub phases to test, to accommodate, to change, to define the expectations, you can say, not expected behavior, the expected output, but the expected or the actual requirement output would be the same or it would be the different. So for each phase, there is a testing group. So the acceptance testing group is formed on demand basis. Like it consists of people from different background because we have seen the we have seen the acceptance testing. In that there are testing that are from the customer side also. There are people from the customer side and we can be the vendor, the one who is giving the product with the test one, the complete picture of the product. So I'm giving the complete product to my customer who needs it and who in turn will sell to the market. Of course, I'm the organization, I'm a firm of a software developer. So what happens that acceptance testing done when my customer people, when the customer will come to my place or I'll go to customer place like alpha testing, beta testing sort of. So there also I required some groups, some engineers, test engineer. So I also required integration test engineer, system test engineer, customer support engineer, market engineers. Then first I have is integration test group. So integration testing or simply integration testing firm is performed by integration test group. So how integration testing is done that we have seen. Now what actually is going to do? How we are not concerned about how the integration testing is done. The what way? Who are the people who are going to do? So the modules are combined by the following software structure which is identified during the system design, and the system integration is performed as a part of the larger concept of the system development. Now here the development and the testing is used as side by side. So what happens is like we are testing once after once after it is developed. So now first it is testing in the SDLC, second it is testing in the software testing life cycle also. So the leader of the integration test group reports to the software development manager. Because of any change, it will report to them. Then we have second is system test group. Now the system test group is independent and it has usually headcount and budget, like how many people are there and what are the budget and what are the resources they are using. So they themselves as an independent group, they are not reporting to anyone, or they don't have any under that who is reporting to some other group also. The manager of this group does not report to hardware software development manager. So what happens is it's a PM. That means it's independent one at all the organization level. So what happens is in order to form a test group, the size of the system test group is also differed. It is one of the important of the size of the system test group, like how many people, the head count, how many people you have under your testing group. So it essentially tells you the number of people performing at system level testing. Because this later on this will have the impact of the development cost of the product, the time to deliver of the product, and the defect if they found any. So later on the budget itself, as they have mentioned, the cost of the product. So the budget is also included. Then third we have SQA group, that is quality assurance group. So that means in the quality assurance group there is a plan and a systematic pattern to follow the necessary action to work enoughly to have a confidence of an item or a product confirmed to establish a technical requirements. See, the first thing, the first and when the requirements are drafted, when I'm talking about the development, STLC. In your STLC models, accordingly, when the requirements are drafted, they are not in a technical requirements. They are simple in a plain language, or they are form of any pseudocode or in a design form of, in case if the customer and the requirements manager do not understand. But later, that these requirements are converted into technical requirements like your configurations, your software requirements, your programming code, entire thing, etc. So the set of activities designed to evaluate the process for which the products are developed and they are manufactured. So this implies that SQA group, that means software quality assurance group, has a larger role, has a very effective role in ensuring the conference. That means it's according to the best development practice throughout the organization and has met the customer expectations. So that means it is tallied with some of the factors, some of the criteria, and accordingly my product will be measured. So software quality assurance group will have sufficiently authority and the power and standing to the work. They are most important and they have the highest priority with the entire organization in defined process and dictating the peers to follow the process. So in case if they found some faults, like in case if the criteria or the factors couldn't able to match or my product could not able to deliver according to my customers expectation, then this SK group will help me to identify the needs from where it has been failed, from where it has failed or where it has been stopped working and so on. So the quality assurance team should have a sufficient members and they should have a knowledge one working on this and they have professional job at the system level. Next, we have the quality management under this. So under this, I have sub-categorized as quality management group. So in that, this group work on customizing software development process and assuring the process that adhere to. So the group is responsible for creating and implementing a quality management programming plan. That means the entire SQA plan, the factors, the criteria, the characteristics, the entire SQA plan and SQA execution process is being defined. So according to IEEE, the quality control standard 610 is being implied as a set of activities. So what are the set of activities, like from planning to execution, the results, the analyze, the measure, define, and so on. So the term is used in a production or hardware manufacturing environment. And then we have a system test hierarchy. So system test hierarchy is there are subgroups with more than 12 members and they are subdivided into the subgroup in a subgroup. For a better management, like 6 in a subgroup against 6 and 6. So members of these subgroups includes the technical leaders, the principal engineers, senior engineers, and junior engineers under them. So accordingly, the roles are being classified and they have assigned the roles and responsibilities to them. So the roles, as I said, the roles and responsibilities of each team member has been assigned. So each one of them know what they have to do and how they have to do. So the first thing, the test manager. The test manager itself is a test subgroup, is a key person in charge of all aspects of the assigning testing task. It will help to other subgroups to perform the test function to ensure the highest quality products. Then they have a technical responsibility such as they have a test plan that include the test plan, execution of the test plan. They have the developing and following improving of the test process as I said, defining, collecting, analyzing the metrics. Like if I define a test plan, smart test execution process, we'll see the entire test plan process, the test execution, the test metrics like where my data fell, how much time it needed, like cost, my budget or my deadline, the estimation it happened and reality it happened and so on. Next we have a test manager acts as a nodal point between upper manager, project manager, quality management, and the marketing people. So test management is one of the person. So there are junior engineers, new inexperienced test engineers are put at junior level. Often they are being trained. Often they are being trained. So they gain experience by working by assisting the senior and principal engineers in charge of test execution and setting up the test beds like test environment, developing the script for test automation. So prior to this, they should have the background knowledge for testing. Then you have a senior engineers who have loaded, have a pressurized with number of testing, the number of junior engineers who are working under them. They have a design, develop, and execute test. This entire thing I'm talking about the test execution process, test analyzing process. Here I'm not concerned about the developing. The developing is different. Then we have a senior engineers, assistant software developers in reproducing known as defect because we want the number of defects should come up in the test phase so that it could uncover many errors, many defects as possible. If SQL found something is wrong, then the entire thing have to be replanned, rescheduled, and so it costs your budget. The cost of the company will happen. Then you have principal engineers. Now, principal engineers are at test specialists responsible. Now, they are responsible for test planning, test automation, test environment planning, test tool development, performance modeling, reliability engineering, and business acceptance testing. So they play the key role. Of course, every from junior engineer to senior engineer, they all play a key role. So now principal engineers are loaded with or pressurized with lots of responsibilities. Like they are under the test planning, test automation, test environment planning, tool development, procurement of test equipment. So what are the tools required? What are the necessary resources required? How many people should work? Which junior engineers can I select? Reliability engineering, business acceptance testing. No, and after that, I have a technical leaders. So what are the technical leaders? Are they coordinate the tasks of many engineers working on complex projects. So at this level, this engineer should have a technical skill of a principal as well as negotiation skill, like MBA one, process and project management skills and communication skills. In case if needed to talk outside the people who are not even know a technical words or they do not talk in a technical language. So they should also know the communication. They should have a good communication skills. They should have a good negotiation skill. They should have the idea of process and project management. So they will plan accordingly, schedule accordingly, budget and also on. Then this this group, this system testing hierarchy is one of the key aspects in your software testing because the test organization and the structure forming this group is very important because later on this will play in your test planning. How they will play in the role of like test planning, test execution, test environment, automation testing. We have seen the acceptance testing and so on. So we'll study about the test planning in the next session. Till now,